2020, all these flags that said F your feelings, Trump 2020. And then, of course, it was their feelings. They didn't care about the facts. It was their feelings that stopped them from saying, yes, of course, Joe Biden won. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like he could have won. And it's the same thing with this election. Oh, things are terrible. Things are horrible in America. Biden's been a failure. Harris has been a failure. That's all we heard. Let me just briefly read a little bit from what Peter Baker said. And yeah, these are facts. I hope facts don't offend you all that are watching that want to keep believing how horrible things have been under Biden and Harris. But this is Peter Baker. We're going to have him on in an hour. For the first time, Willie, since George W. Bush's inauguration, no American troops were at war overseas on Inauguration Day. Murders way down. Illegal immigration fallen below where it was when Donald Trump left office. Stock markets are roaring and finished at their best 2 years and a quarter century and are at record highs. Jobs are up. Wages are rising. The economy is growing as quickly as it did during Trump's presidency. Unemployment is as low as it was before the pandemic. Domestic energy production higher than it has ever been. And Willie, did you know our manufacturing sector has more jobs right now than any time than it has in 25 years? So the manufacturing sector up, drug overdose deaths down. And of course, as an economist from Moody's says, who has to look at economies across the world and rate them, America's economy, and this is not even debatable, America's economy is the envy of the world. Yeah. And even inflation down. Were there some economic headwinds because of inflation over the last 3 years or so? Yeah. But I just say all this to say that history is going to have a clear record on the Biden presidency. And when we move beyond the sound and the fury signifying nothing on social media about how horrible Joe Biden's presidency has been, or on cable news networks saying how horrible Joe Biden's presidency has been, data, the facts, I think they may matter. The historians, the facts are going to show that Donald Trump is inheriting a pretty strong economy and a country that is going in the right direction socially, whether you're talking about, whether you're talking about jobs, whether you're talking about illegal immigration, whether you're talking about drug overdose deaths going down. I could go on and on and on. But things are pretty strong right now. And make no doubt, Republicans will be measured 2 years from now and 4 years from now against where America is at this point.
Yeah, the case you just laid out and that Peter Baker lays out in the New York Times this morning, we'll talk to him about it in a few minutes, makes it very difficult to argue that Donald Trump is entering a moment again of American carnage, as he called it 4 years ago at his inauguration, that only he can rescue the country from where it is right now. It's all there in black and white. If you want to talk legacy, go back to where we were 4 years ago in the grips of a pandemic that the Biden administration helped to lead us out of with the help of Operation Warp Speed with that vaccine under Donald Trump as well. And yeah, now Republicans get Washington. It's theirs. They've inherited this Donald Trump in the White House. They've got the House, they've got the Senate, and now they have to deliver on all the things that they said they were going to deliver on, all the things that they promised during this campaign. And they'll have to do it, as you said many times, Joe, with a very, very slim margin in the House of Representatives. Right now, Mike Johnson, the Speaker, has a 4-vote margin. That's going to go down to 2 when he loses a couple members to the new administration in this cabinet. So they're not going to come in with the mandate they think they have and just write checks and do whatever they want, however they want. And again, this is not a country that's in the grips of American carnage right now. This is the country that Peter Baker lays out, Joe. And also, it has to be said that unemployment, jobs are good. There are things from the Biden administration that were too little, too late. When we talk about the military, no troops on the ground. Well, the Afghanistan withdrawal was an unmitigated disaster that cost the lives of 13 American service members. The border was not under control until recently. It is now, so there are reasons that Joe Biden was not reelected. Inflation's still too high and was during the last couple of years. But he does leave the country in pretty good shape for the next president.